Hope Amma is getting better.
Yeah, she is getting better. Thank you.
Are you?
Sorry.
Namaste, Jitmaj.
Namaste. Yeah. 2 weeks of up and down. Okay. How are you doing? You had some good practice sessions, I heard. ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So let us chant from 16 onwards. Aham kraturaham yajnah
Aham kraturaham yajnaha
स्वदाहमहम औषधम
स्वदाहमौ महमौषधम्
मंत्रोहमहमे वाज्यम
मन्द्रोऽहमहमे वाज्यम्
अहमग्निरहं हुतम
अहमग्निरहं हुतम्
दाहमस्य जगतः
पिताहमस्य जगतः
माता धाता पितामहः
माता दाता पितामहः
वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः
वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्गारः
हृत्सामयजुरेव च
मृत्सामयजुरेव च
गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी
गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी
निवासः शरणं सुहृत्
निवासः शरणं सुहृद
प्रभवः प्रलयस्थानं
प्रभव प्रलयस्थानं
निधानं बीजमव्ययम्
निदानं बीजमव्ययम्
तपाम्यहमहं वर्षम्
तपाम्यहमहं वर्षम्
निघृणाम्युत्सृजामि च
गृह्णाम्युत्सृजामि च
अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च
अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च
सदसच्चाहमर्जुन
तदसच्चाहमर्जुन
त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः स्फूतपापाः
त्रैविद्यां मां सोमपापूतपापा
यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते
यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते
ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम्
ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम्
अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान्
अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान्
ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम्
ते तं भूत्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम्
क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति
क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति
एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः
एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्ना
गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते
गदागदं कामकामा लभन्ते
अनन्या अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम्
अनन्या चिन्तयन्तो माम्
ये जनाः पर्युपासते
ये जना पर्युपासते
तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां
तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां
योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्
योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्
येऽप्यन्यदेवता भक्ताः
येऽप्यन्यदेवता भक्ताः
यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः
यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्युता
तेऽपि मामेव कौन्तेय
तेऽपि मामेव कौन्तेय
यजन्त्यविधिपूर्वकम्
यजन्त्यविधिपूर्वकम्
So, very interesting section of this chapter. This chapter itself talks a lot about bhakti. See, normally we talk about jnanam and vijnana, and bhakti is there. Of course, bhakti is a prerequisite to jnana, and because this is not Vishishta Advaita, we don't emphasize so much on bhakti. It doesn't mean bhakti is not important. Please understand that. Without bhakti, there is no question of sitting in this class. There is no question of studying Bhagavad Gita. Nothing is possible. And we need to develop the bhakti. And this chapter is very interesting because the Sakama Bhakti and Nishkama Bhakti, we are actually analyzing and understanding bhakti. And what is my devotion directed towards? Okay, that is it, because we want to drive towards jnana, correct? And otherwise, what will happen? This bhakti, God becomes an accomplice, correct? Just think about it. Just, I mean, this is very simple. It's not complicated at all. I want artha and kama. That's it. I am a bhokta. I am just from morning to evening. I am just enjoying life, and I want to enjoy life. Sometimes I can't enjoy life. Like I go to the hospital, means what to do, and I can't blame God also for it. And so I am stuck in between, right? And I can't blame this man because I need him later, and I can only pray and pray and pray. So constant, I am a bhokta. And then I become a karta to become a bhokta. I become a karta to become a bhokta. This is my life. And I need God, obviously, because I am not in control of things. This defines the life of a human being. Or there's nothing beyond this. Only thing, what is the color of our house? Do you live in a big house or a small house? Which city do you live, and what kind of work you have? This is all we talk about. These are all our conversations. How are you doing? How are your children doing? This is where variations are there, but otherwise, fundamentally, we are a bhokta. And therefore, that bhakti, Krishna is saying, convert that sakama bhakti to nishkama bhakti. Why? Because if sakama bhakti, if I stop with sakama bhakti, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Even though I'm a very dharmic person, I don't lie, I'm a very value oriented person, okay? But still, that value oriented person will get a lot of punyam, and punarapi jananam will be there, punarapi maranam will be there. And so, very interesting idea it is, very powerful idea. And so, we use bhakti to move us towards jnana. That is the idea here. That's the because I am the whole already. Siddha Vishya. We are not trying to accomplish anything. Remember, we are not going to travel to a new place. We are already whole, complete. That is the idea. And therefore, when I am already complete, then what is stopping me between me and my destination? And that is ajnana. And so ajnana nivritti becomes the mainstay of our study here. And therefore, bhakti, just because we don't talk much about bhakti, does not mean bhakti is not important. Very important. And so we are in shloka number 23. And so the way, look at the way they have divided. First is I have bhakti towards Bhagavan because I want to satisfy my artha and kama. He becomes an accomplice. Then I graduate towards something else. No, this artha and kama are of no use to me, and they are very impermanent. I may need them to survive, but then my goal is, my destination is God. My destination is Bhagavan. That is the next step, and even that, Krishna will say, it's not enough. That is why our Parmarthanandaji says that bhakti where God is my destination is called Madhyama Bhakti. Why it is Madhyama Bhakti? If you ask, now you should be able to say, hey, is it Paroksha Ishvara or Aparoksha Ishvara, my dear friend? If it is Paroksha Ishvara, then you are still in the same track. I have to reach somewhere. You take me wherever you go. Hey Krishna, Uddhava says that. I'm tired of this world. I'll come along with you. And Krishna says, yeah, coming along with me will not solve your. He didn't say that. But he's saying, no, you stay here, you study properly and study and teach others. You're qualified to do that. So do that. That's what he's saying. The coming along with me is what? And Puja Swami used to joke. He used to say, many people say, Swamiji, I'll come along with you. I'll come along with you means what? Am I running some kind of old age home or something, or what? Come along with me, and what should I do with you? And so I should provide you what? Something? Hey, come along with me means you have to study. Are you listening to me or not? Now, for all the listening, I am coming along with you means this doesn't make sense. So we have an ashram where people who want to study come. Ashram is not a place to settle down, settle down. So I want to settle down because free from all this politics and gossip and all that. I want to come to ashram. Swami will not encourage all these ideas. He will just put a full stop to all these ideas. Be where you are, do the best, and then, so that's the idea. So, solve the problems. We have to address problems. We have to be very practical. We don't say put up with all problems. Whatever help is needed, we have to seek that help. So therefore, that Madhyama Bhakta, look at that. That's amazing. And so, therefore, here, the idea is, whatever I ask for, whatever I worship for, whatever I pray for, I will get. That's the idea. The more I focus on that, I'm increasing the chances that I will get it. There's no choice. Even God has no choice to not give me what I want. It just appears like a long time sometimes. I don't get what I want, despite all the prayers. That is because of past karma. It is not because God is giving me a hard time. God is jealous of me. God is angry with me. All this is all language between Bhakta and God. Okay, the argument happened. What happened? I did all this to you. You're not paying attention to me. Constantly you're giving me troubles. That dialogue can happen. But then no, Bhagavan is not like that. Cannot be like that. And so 721, we saw that last time, chapter 7, shloka number 21. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha. Okay. Shraddhaya chitum ichchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. So whatever shraddha is there and whatever I ask for, that combination of shraddha and asking. Okay. I'm reminded of this beautiful story of these people who are all the Vedic Pandits have gathered because no rain. And so they're doing this homa for inviting the Varuna Devata. We need water. So important it is. And only one boy who got an umbrella. Okay? That means what? Who has more Shraddha, you tell me? Not that if it's supposed to rain, you should get an umbrella. But then that shows that person's Shraddha. And he believed it. Yeah, rain is going to come. That's it. So that Shraddha and that Bhakti will get us what we want. And yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha. Tanum. That tanu means form. Whoever invokes me in whatever form, in that form I will help that person. Okay, we saw that before. And so therefore, what do I invoke in a murti? What do I invoke? What do I see in the murti? What do I see in Hanuman, in Saraswati, in Lakshmi, in Krishna, in Shiva? That is what I will get also. That is what I will get. Therefore, some jnanam is important for us. Otherwise, we'll get stuck in artha, kama, and dharma itself. And so, what I invoke in the murti is what makes my bhakti finite or infinite, both. Correct? Because finally I am free. Therefore, it is up to me to do the proper invocation. Invocation is so critical. Sankalpa is so critical. That is why whenever we do puja, we are doing all these pujas, and Sankalpa is critical there, very critical. Antakarana Shuddhyartham, that is what we say. And then Jnana Vairagya Praptyartham. Okay? Vairagya, Jnana, and Viveka. All the adhikaritam, all the qualifications I need, give me in abundant measure. Once the qualifications are there, then nobody, God also cannot stop me from getting that knowledge, because the mind is ripe for it. So give me that ripeness. Okay, that is a prayer. Instead of saying, take me here, take me there, protect me, this and that. Okay, protect me is there, and some limited amount of protection is needed to pursue this knowledge. But my commitment is not to artha. My commitment is not to kama. Previously it was. And therefore, that idea also was mentioned last time. What I invoke in the Devata is what makes the Devata finite or infinite, is what makes the Devata limited or unlimited. Okay? But typically, Devata, people worship Devatas for limited things, of course. Health, wealth, then specific wealth, and then real estate, and then education, then more specific education, and then arts, culture. So much is there, and and so it's all very fine. And then obstacles, Ganesha and Shani and Navagraha, all these things are all Very, very, very sophisticated. Very sophisticated. You have a broad spectrum antibiotic. Broad spectrum. They gave that to my mother. It's called Moripen or something like that. Moripenem or something. I think the doctors will know this very well. And it takes care of, you look at it and it says it takes care of the infection in the throat and in the lungs and in the kidneys and in the legs. Very big list of body parts are all there. So it takes care of all the infection. Good, that's what they need. All right. The side effect is there. Side effect is constant loose motion, constant diarrhea. This is going on and on. So now we have to deal with another doctor has to come, gastroenterologist has to come, then fever, then some infectious disease specialist has to come. We'll call the infectious disease specialist. You know what I told the doctor, the pulmonologist, okay? And this is a multi-speciality hospital. And pulmonologist is dealing with the infection counts, this, that, lung and breathing and all that he's checking. Very good. And ICU, couple of days, everything is managing on that. Then once he comes here, then there are other problems, in the body, all this, the rashes are happening and this is, side effects are too many. And so everybody, there is an expert coming and watching. Suddenly, one day I saw the people, doctors are coming one after the other. Oh, hello, the doctor. My name is Jaykumar, and I am Dr. Raja. I'm the gastroenterologist. I'm Dr. Balakumar. I'm the infectious disease specialist. Like this, big people are coming. I said, oh, wow, when my mother is getting a lot of attention. That's good. That's very important, obviously. And then what happens? Then I asked the doctor, the main doctor, Vijay Arvind, and he's a plumber. So what's happening, doctor? What's the big picture? Give me the big picture. So many people have come and gone, and they have said so many things. Now you are the boss. He says, now gastroenterologist, he only has to decide what to do, and loose motions. Now that he will decide. But this medicine, I am here giving antibiotics because antibiotic caused diarrhea. He said, now you are giving another antibiotic to cure the diarrhea. No, all that he will decide. So what I found is the central processing unit is missing. CPU is missing. See, 6 experts are taking care of this body and mind. Okay, 6 experts. The one expert who should know what is all happening is not there. Really? I was tempted to tell this to the doctor. I was keeping some arguments in the back of my mind. I didn't tell him yet. He was a nice man, and he was a young man also. I look at his website, young and dynamic and all he says. He talks about himself. And so this is a problem with this multi-speciality hospital. I'm sure some of the doctors may agree with me on that. Smaller hospital you go, that one doctor knows what's going on, even though some experts are coming. Dr. Mahendran is on top. On top is on top. That is missing in the multi-speciality. So यहाँ पर क्या है? Devatas. So all devatas are doing their job. Krishna says, everything comes to me. All the worship that you do to devatas comes to me. I am aware of everything. I am the one who blesses all the devatas. Dr. Vijay Arvind did not say that. He says, no, don't talk to me about the loose motions. Hey, then what is this? Your name is written on top. You are the doctor, my brother's doctor. So there's some here. But Yahan Krishna is saying, no, everything happens because of my blessing only. And they deliver the goods. They also carry your worship to me. They carry your petitions to me. Like that Krishna is saying. And so famous, very famous. Akashat patitam toyam yathagat gacchati sagaram. Sarvadeva namaskaraha Sri Keshavam pratigacchati. So we chant that every day in our Sandhya Vandanam. So I am worshipping Narayana. And so Akashat Pati, or I am whoever I worship. Just like the raindrops, wherever the rains fall, wherever it falls, finally it goes to the ocean. What a imagery it is. Finally it goes to the ocean. And so likewise, all the all the prayers, all the worship to any devata goes to Krishna. That is the idea, or Narayana. And Narayana, because this is Mahabharatam and this is Krishna, and or Bhagavata Puranam, Krishna, Narayana. But Shiva Puranam, no, Krishna is playing violin, and main vocalist is Shiva only, okay? And Krishna is doing Mridangam, Tabla. So here the hero is Krishna, and Shiva will be playing Tabla. And so no problem with this. For us, these things, we have no issues at all with all these things. And Devi and all, we saw that last time. And therefore, so from this 22 to 29, 27, 28, Samoham. Okay, so this Sakama Bhakti and Nishkama Bhakti, beautiful set of shlokas, which helps us understand what kind of bhakti do I have. All along, I've been an examination. I must pass an examination bhakti. Then I must get a job bhakti. Then I must get a promotion bhakti. Then I must have a good health bhakti. My parents must have good health bhakti. Yeah, all that is good. But now we are studying Shastra. And Shastram should take us further beyond where we are. And so the Sakama Bhakti to Nishkama Bhakti. That is the journey here. Okay. And Jnani Bhakti not discussed here. Jnani Bhakti. Okay. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janasu kritinorjana artho jignasurarthati jnani cha bharatarshava. We saw that a while ago. And so 4 types of bhaktas he described there. What are those 4 types? Arthaha, devotee in distress. And then Artharthi, one who is even more practical than the Artha. He says, even when I am not in distress, I am going to worship God. Okay. And then Jignasu, the person, a Mumukshu, who says, no, now I have missed out something big in life, and that I am going to study. That person is a Jignasu, one who is desirous of understanding the true nature of Jiva and Ishvara. And then Jnani Cha Bharatarshava, like that he said. That Jnani Bhakti not talked about in these shlokas. It's still the Mumukshu Bhakti, still the Ajnani Bhakti. Okay, that we keep in mind. And so yeah, I think these things I covered last time. And so that idea, that beautiful idea, that example of Devata versus Paramatma. Sometimes we have these questions, gradation of Devatas. Is there anything like that? And is there one superior than or inferior? We don't need to get into that kind of a thinking. We just say that Devata is finite, represents finite. Devata represents finite. That is why for example, when we chant Rudra, there is a Nyasa mantra and Lagu Nyasa, okay, Mahan Nyasa, like that we say. So, Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu, Padayor Vishnustishtatu, Hastayor Harastishtatu, Jatare Agnistishtatu, Hridaye Vasavastishtatu, Vastishtantu, Kante, Shivastishtatu, Vaktre, Saraswati Tishtatu, Nasikaya, like this. There's a big list is going on. You know what's happening? The main Rudram has not come yet, the main chanting. This idea that Devata, through the Devata, I was saying this, Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu. So that invocation is happening. Before the actual puja, actual mantra starts, we have to purify ourselves. Simply just go through the motions and get out. No, not like that. We, Soham Bhavena Pujaye. Hey, I am going to start doing my puja with the attitude that I am not different from you. Remember, Soham Bhavena Pujayat. My goodness, this little shloka itself has a Mahavakya in it. Correct? Soham Bhavena Pujayat. Wow. This thing, I used to do all this, but then only after studying Vedanta, I came to understand what all we are doing in a puja. And so here, purification, nyasa of the body and mind. I need to purify myself. Of course, physically I am okay. And then mentally also I have to purify. And not only that, Prajanane Brahmatish, I am invoking all the devatas on my body or in the parts of the body. Prajanane Brahmatishtatu. So in the genitals, I am invoking Brahma. Okay. Padayor Vishnustishtatu. On the 2 feet, I am invoking Vishnu. Okay. Why? Because Vishnu is all pervasive and it is my legs that makes me move around. Locomotion, legs. Therefore, Padayor Vishnustishtatu, Hastayor Harastishtatu, Bahor Indrastishtatu. So Bahor, see this thing, this camera is not enough for me. I have to feel a little handicapped. This Zoom is good and certain things could be better. I don't think you can see me. So I don't like it when you can only see my face, It's all right, better than nothing. But, the gestures are also important. So, Bahor Indrastishthat. And so these arms are a symbol of strength. And Indra is a symbol of strength, power. And so, Bahor Indrastishthat. May Indra come and reside in my arms. Okay. Jatare Agnistishtatu. Jatara, the navel representing the digestive system, and Jataragni. Then Jataragni is so important. And the importance of Jataragni, again last week I understood. You know how? Mother has come out of the hospital, out of the ICU, and she is sitting in the ward. She is supposed to have food. Doctor is asking, did she have food? Okay? Because that tells me, what does it tell you? Hey, proper appetite is a signal that health is improving. And so, and you're giving her the food. And now the question is she going to take or not? She might say, no, that's it. I'm not interested. 1 spoon. Not interested. Or she might say, yeah, it's okay. I'll take some more. 2 spoons. 3 spoons. Okay, going good. 4 spoons. We don't know when she's going to say stop. Jataragni has to be awake for this to happen. And I said, my God, this Jatara and all is such an important thing. You simply chant Jatare. And so Jataragni. And so that just struck me like that. And said, Jataragni, we need to worship Jataragni. He has to come and sit there. Only then the food will go inside. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Nobody, no doctor, no medicine can do anything. And then afterwards, I told her, yeah, she's eating more regularly now, morning, afternoon, evening. She's having dinner. She had 1 idli, she had 1.5 idlis. All this I had to tell the doctor. So big thing to go from 1 spoon, 2 pieces of idli to 1 idli. Look at that. How much Jataragni must have come in the process. So, Jatare Agnistishtatu. And then what? Kante Vasavastishtantu. And then Vaktre Saraswati Tishtatu. Without Saraswati, there is no question of communication. There is no languages, this, that doesn't exist. And even if I am good in all languages, I may not communicate properly. Communication mein 0 hai. Language mein 100, okay? But communication 0. Vaktre Saraswati Tishtatu. I was telling somebody something, and that person was not even listening to me just a couple of days ago. And he asked me something. I said, I told you, I think I told you. Then he said, yeah. He didn't even say, yeah. He didn't listen. So listening is not there. So Karnayoho, Ashvinau Tishthetam, Nayanayoho, Chandradityo Tishthetam. And so all the devatas are all invoked in this. I just gave the example to show that devatas are responsible for the proper functioning. of these organs. And number two, devatas are finite. For our purposes, devatas are what? Finite. They have a specific function. Aditya has a specific function. Okay, Indra has a specific function, and then they perform that function. And so that is also being highlighted here by Krishna by saying through these verses, they are all finite, and whatever you invoke in them, that is all you will get. That's all you will get, he says. And you might say, oh, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. Is that what is that? Is that what he's saying? Yeah, that's a great deal. I want some money, I want some health. That's all I want. That's all I want. But Papa Punya is always there. Mishra is there. Therefore, another pandemic may be waiting. We don't know what's going to happen. Collective karma is there working. And so this is a constant process. And so for our purposes here, the Devata Upasanam is finite. We saw that. And therefore, and we also saw that invoking the whole. How do I understand that through the Devata, all the worship is going to Krishna? When he says that, when Krishna is saying that, how do I understand that? It is not difficult to understand. We saw that example. I gave you the example of a safari last time. Or you both are, two people are sitting in the park and then just relaxing and enjoying. And then you just you touched with your finger, you touched on the side like this. Like this you did. And then you did like that. So children, look at the child. Look at the child, how it is running, how it is playing, how it is climbing that. And like that you wanted to show. That's it, just a little tap was enough. And then the whole person was invoked. You don't have to shake the person and say, come on, come on, come on. You don't have to do that. Just a little tap. One aspect of the body is enough. Just to invoke that, the whole person is invoked. Like going to the hospital and then you say that, my small toe is hurting. And small toe is hurting, okay? Small toe never comes into the picture. Everybody talks about eyesight, they go to the eye doctor, they talk hearing is some problem, tooth is always a problem, so always visiting the dentist, something or other keeps on happening. So all this occasional heart murmur is there, and so cardiologists also we invoke periodically, and arthritis is always there. And so these problems, suddenly this small toe nail, not only toe, just nail at the top of the toe. See, toe and then small toe, and within the small toe, this little nail. That nail is hardly visible. Okay, it's very, very, very small. That is where it's hurting. And you go to the doctor. The doctor is looking at it, and then he has some pincers and this and that, and light is glowing on that small toe, and then two nurses are watching from the side. Each of them is getting something. Look at how much attention the small toe is getting. That nail on the small toe is getting so much attention. But really speaking, who is being attended to? The Swami, who said, I am in pain, doctor, please help me. That Swami is getting all the attention. Through the toe, entire attention is coming to us only. And so, we can't say it's only a small toe. Doctor says, oh, it's just a little piece, it's 2 mm of nail. What is the problem? 2 mm of nail, what? No, I'm not so interested in the nail, but the pain is severe, doctor. I cannot sleep. When you understand this, oh, you can't sleep? Then doctor has to be explained, has to be told all these things. So that is how I understand when Krishna says, all the worship that you do to all the devatas comes to me. And all the results also, I am the giver of the results. I am the bhokta and I am the karma phaladata. Correct? So, therefore, we can talk about some relationships between Devata and, in this case, Paramatma, Krishna. What are the relationships? One relationship is that all worship to all Devatas reaches Krishna. Okay. And all the results, relationship number 2, all the results are given by Krishna through the Devatas to the Bhakta. That is number 2. Okay. And number 3 is all the benefit of the given by the Devatas is finite. Finite, discrete. Why? Because that is the benefit I asked for. And I wanted a discrete benefit, and therefore that is discrete and finite. And then, therefore, axiom number 4 or corollary number 4 is what? If I want the infinite, I have to invoke the infinite. I have to make an effort. The initiative has to come to me for that infinite Brahma. It won't be automatic. Why? Because the only thing I know is Dharma Artha Kama. And Brahma is not known, not visible, not making himself visible anytime, any place. And so, therefore, that initiative has to come from me. And this is what differentiates. Suppose somebody asks the question, Guruji, what is the difference between religion and spirituality? Suppose somebody asks that question. Important question. Good question. It comes from thought, from thinking, obviously. Here is one definition. What is one definition? Religion means belief in Bhagavan, God. Okay, that is the basic definition of religion. Then that person can be called religious. And go further down. Further, God and my goals are all Artha, Kama and Dharma. And I'm going to use God for that purpose. And that is also religious only, of course. Only a religious person can invoke God to help himself, herself. Then what? Spirituality means what? Going from paroksha to aparoksha. That is called spirituality. Paroksha, God is out there. Okay, after death I want to reach God. That also is religious only. Does not make a person spiritual. Generally, in Tamil Nadu especially, they will say, oh, this boy is very spiritual. Because, the daughter is going to marry that boy, and the boy is very spiritual. Very spiritual. It's a very nice way of saying it. It's very spiritual. So, because, parents are, this is a big question mark is always there. Marriage is a big question mark. And so, boy is very spiritual. Boy may be religious. Spirituality comes to definition, no, may not be spiritual. Spirituality takes a little more. And prerequisite for spirituality is religiosity, at least in our dharma. You may have some exceptions that people who are irreligious will listen to Vedanta and then suddenly become religious. Okay? It happens a lot. And so, happens sometimes, and even among ourselves. Our religiosity will increase as we study Vedanta. Correct? And so, nothing wrong with that. Okay, and that's natural. Because we are not aware of so many things. And so, the definition of spirituality is what? Asking for the finite makes me religious. Asking for the infinite makes me spiritual. And that infinite has to include Atma. Therefore, Paroksha Ishvara, religious. Aparoksha Ishvara, spiritual. Tell me what's identical between me and Bhagavan. Spiritual. Me and Bhagavan are different. Everybody knows that. Religious. Okay. So, religiosity, spirituality. Think about that. It's food for thought. And therefore, all along, Krishna was Venu Gopalaha for me, one who is playing the flute. Govardhana Giridhari. Okay, he's lifting the mountain. He was a Kamsa Chanura Mardanaha. He was the one who killed all these Kamsa and other Rakshasas. And he was Vasudevaha, who was born to father Vasudeva. All this. And then Ashtami Tithi he was born. Therefore I celebrate Janmashtami. These are all Balakrishna. So these are all the attributes of the Krishna Avatara. Okay, all along. But now, Krishna for me becomes Jagat Guru. Because I am now spiritual. I've been religious and continue to be religious, but I am now spiritual. Therefore, Krishna is Jagat Guru. Otherwise, Jagat Guru doesn't attract me at all. In Janmashtami, who is going to think of Jagat Guru? No. Religious person will not think of Jagat Guru. This person will think of Dharmartha Kama. Krishna is the one who satisfies, who protects me. Perfect. That is also a true statement. And But it's true also. And therefore, that is the difference there between religion and spirituality. Okay? And by becoming Jagat Guru. Why Jagat Guru? What is the use of Jagat Guru? Well, because I need a Jagat Guru to reveal, to know my own true nature and Bhagavan's true nature. And therefore, so this is all a background to the 23rd shloka. And so here in 23rd shloka, ye api anya devataha bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvitaha. Okay. So ye bhakta, those devotees, those bhaktas yajante, who worship and who are imbued with Shraddha, Shraddhayanvitaha, they have a lot of Shraddha, definitely. They're all Vaidikas, and Anya Devataha, Yajanti. So here Anya Devataha is Ditya Vibhakti, so object. Bhaktaha is subject, Anya Devataha is object. So they worship Anya Devataha, means other Devatas, other than Paramatma, other than Krishna Paramatma. Okay, Anya Devataha Yajante, Tepi Mameva Kaunteya Yajanti Avidhipurvakam. Te api Mameva Yajanti. Okay, Mameva Yajanti. They also worship me only. But then they don't know. Avidhi Purvakam, Ajnana Purvakam. Avidhi there means Ajnanam. Not knowing. They are actually indirectly worshipping me only through the Devatas. Like that, Krishna is telling. Because remember, Krishna is the hero of Mahabharata, hero of Bhagavad Gita anyway. And so he can say that. He is Paramatma. And so special meaning of Avidhi Purvakam is Ajnana Purvakam. They don't know. They don't know the picture, big picture. And so they are focused only on that particular Devata, and they invoke that Devata all the time. And therefore, and that is what this shloka says. Okay? Nothing more to add here that I feel like adding. So let's translate this. Okay. O Arjuna, number 23 is what we are translating. Kaunteya, I think, is there. So that is Kunti Putraha. Hey Kunti Putra. Even those who are devotees of, okay, devotees of other finite devatas or finite gods, and who worship them with Shraddha. Are worshipping me alone unknowingly. So once again, O Arjuna, even those who are devotees of other finite gods and who worship them with Shraddha, them can be within parenthesis, worship them with Shraddha, are worshipping me alone unknowingly. Full stop. Okay, let's chant number 24 now.
Haraprasad ji.
Aham hi sarvayajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha
cha prabhureva cha
न तु मामभिजानन्ति
natu mam abhijananti
तत्त्वेन तश्च्यवन्ति ते
tattena tascha vantate
अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां
aham hi sarvayajnanam
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च
bhokta cha prabhureva cha
न तु मामभिजानन्ति
natu mam abhijananti
तत्त्वेन तश्च्यवन्ति ते
tatvena tatvasya vantite.
Yeah. So here he is going to tell, he is telling why he thinks they are ignorant. Okay? Why is their worship based on ignorance? That is briefly, that is what he is telling in this shloka. Okay? Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta. Aham bhokta. I am the enjoyer, he says. I am the enjoyer of all the yajnas you people do. I am the one who is enjoying all this. Okay? I am the one who is experiencing it. I am the one who is getting everything. All the things, all the calls that are being made. I am the one who is listening to all of that. And Agni is delivering all the goods through the yaga, through the yajna, to me only. And so Agni and other devatas, Indra, Varuna, Ityadi, all these devatas that you invoke, they are all messengers. They are all messengers. I am the bhokta. I am the final enjoyer. I am the one. And it is interesting, right? So we should connect it to everything we've studied before also. That shows that Devatatvam is also Mithya. Mithya means what? Devata is powerful entity and it is a collective operating system of that aspect that I have invoked. So Varuna Devata is a collective water power, okay, hydro power. Okay, you can even include hydroelectric power, okay, of the entire cosmos. Okay, that is Varuna. Of course, Mithya, much power, much needed. Mithya is needed. Mithya is useful. There is useful Mithya, there is useless Mithya, there is dangerous Mithya. Okay, and for the Mithya body, dangerous means for the body, for us. And so Mithya is there. Therefore, he says no. Devata is not final. Devata is not Satyam. And Devata also depends on me. I am the final. Paramatma. Atma is final. Brahma is final. Okay. So aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta. So we can connect it like that. And like the the postman delivers the money order, money to me. The money that was given comes to me. The yajna that was done, all the worship comes to me. Like that. He says here. And then Prabhuhu evacha. Aham hi sarva yajnanam prabhuhu cha. Not only I am the bhokta, I am the receiver of all these things, I am also the prabhuhu. Because now you invoke me, I must give something in return. You ask me for something. That also prabhuhu. I am the one who has the capacity to give what you want. Prabhuhu. I am the prabhuhu. I am the karma phala data. Okay? And we saw that idea earlier also in the 18th shloka. We saw that Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Sukrut. So there we saw that word Prabhuhu, which appears again in this shloka. Okay. And so Karma Phala Dana Samarthaha, we saw that there Shankaracharya uses the word Swami to explain this Prabhuhu. And Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, that Prabhuhu. Okay, that Prabhuhu who cannot be dependent on anything else is not dependent on anything else. Not dependent on the Devatas for anything. I am dependent on the Devata, but Prabhuhu cannot be dependent on the Devata. Okay, and so these Devatas, like Prime Minister and then lot of cabinet ministers, Devatas are all cabinet ministers. And then they have certain roles to play, very important roles to play, and they do play the roles. And they all report to the Prime Minister, as it were. and or the US can be president, and then their positions are also temporary because the next cabinet reshuffle, then suddenly they find that their roles are all changed or taken away sometimes, correct? And so that is the that power of the Devata is also blessed by Paramatma Sri Krishna here, okay? And Natu Mam Abhijananti. Natu. However, those where is the noun here? They. Tatvena ataha. They. So we have to bring the noun from Shloka number 23. Bhaktaha. Those Bhaktaha who worship Yajanti, they Natu Mam Abhijananti. They don't know me. Jananti is to know. They know me in general. Krishna is known in general. But Abhijananti, Abhitaha Jananti, they don't know me. Tatvena. Next word, look at that. Tatvena. In reality, who I am, they don't know. They don't know the way I should be known, I should be understood. Okay? That they don't know. Tatvena na abhijananti. Ataha. Next word. So, Tatvena ataha chyavanti. There are three words there. Ataha. Therefore. Krishna is saying, therefore, because they don't know me, because they don't know my real nature, my tattvam they don't know. Chavanti te chavanti, they fall. They fall means they remain where they are. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, despite being religious. Correct? Despite being following dharma and religious. Doesn't mean dharma is not important, of course, they're all very important. So that extra step has to be taken. So therefore they may lead great lives somewhere in some other loka also. But Chavanti, because that is not their capacity is even more. They have to know their true nature. They don't. They have not come to that point yet. Chavanti, they fall. And so, Bada Natkat hai. बड़ा नटखट है रे कृष्ण कन्हैया, like that. का करे यशोदा मैया, like that. Is a beautiful song. So it's all very good. That bhakti is so important. That is very important. But they remain there. That is the idea. Krishna wants to. Krishna is Jagat Guru. He is teaching. Okay, so he has the right to say all this. He has the right to. This is not Bhagavad. In Bhagavatam, lot of tears. I told you, somebody said they wanted tears, and I started having my doubts. I went and told that man, organizer, I said, you know what, I cannot bring tears in people's eyes and all. They wanted tears, and so I said, no, I should give them. State your expectations, right? We should be very clear. So my speeches generally will not bring tears to people. They bring anger and frustration can come, but not tears. He's boring us so much. That idea can come, but not tears cannot come. So, therefore, na adhijananti. And that word we've seen before also. Na, at 11th shloka also we saw that. Okay. Avajananti ma mudhaha. Manushim tanum ashritam, like that we saw. They think of me as a person with a particular form, born on a given day, etc. That is their limited understanding of Krishna. Like that Krishna is telling us here. And so this Nirguna Swarupam, they're not yet been able to appreciate. Nirguna Brahma Swarupam, they have to appreciate. And therefore they're still mesmerized by Venu Gopalaha and Gopalaha, etc. But they have not yet come to this Jagat Gurutvam of Krishna. They have not seen that yet. They're happy with Apurna Swarupam. And so, and of course, even if they worship me, they don't seem to ask for moksha. don't seem to ask for moksha. It is like this Paramarthanandaji gives a nice example. He says this milk, the guy who sells milk, and he prayed for God, prayed, and God came and said, "What do you want?" "I want a permanent supply of milk." Okay, here is a whole lake of milk. Then God disappeared, and then he was very happy. Then suddenly he got a doubt. He called God again. Come, come, come. And what happened? What do you want? "I need a lake of water." I hope you got the joke. Joke is over. A lake of water. This is our fate. This is how we think. What to do? A lake of milk is there. Just give milk. Why do you have to adulterate it? If the adulteration buddhi is there, what to do? This is how it will work. And so, this is Swamiji's joke. And so, ataha te chavanti. They fall. Literal meaning is fall. They remain where they are. Whatever you give people, this is how buddhi is like that. So the buddhi has to, that's why antakarana shuddhi is such an important thing for us. And so otherwise I'll go to heaven and I'll complain and compare people. Oh, this fellow's thing is, oh, you had a lot of punyam. This fellow's punyam is much lesser than my punyam. Like that I'll start comparing. And so this is what will happen. Therefore, let's translate this. And I am indeed the recipient of all rituals. And I am indeed the recipient of all rituals. Or I am the enjoyer of all yajnas. That is better. Full stop. But they do not know me in reality. Yeah, one thing I missed. Indeed, I alone am the enjoyer and the Lord of all the yajnas, and the Bhagavan, and the Prabhu. The Prabhu word I missed. Okay. I am indeed the recipient, I said. Okay, recipient / enjoyer of all yajnas, and the Lord of all yajnas also. Recipient and the Lord of all yajnas, full stop. But they do not know me in reality, full stop. Therefore, they fall, full stop. Let me repeat that once again. Repeat that once again. Is that a correct statement or not? I don't know. English teachers and English experts can tell. I will repeat that once again. Maybe it is right because maybe I have repeated it once, twice. Now I may have to do it thrice. Then repeat once again. Maybe it's a right statement. I don't know. Okay. Indeed, I alone am the enjoyer and the Lord of all the yajnas. Full stop. But they do not know me in reality. Full stop. Therefore, they fall. Full stop. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.